How we doing, people? Welcome back to Jimmy Case TV and a case for the Blues. The Champions League Chronicles, match reactions. Chelsea won, Benfica nil. Now, I'll probably get this match reaction done quite quickly because let's be honest, that game was pretty boring. Not very interesting. Not much really going on in the game. Not many talking points, I'll be honest with you. So, to be fair, I'm just glad that we've managed to walk away with a 1-0 win, register 3 points on our Champions League campaign, and we'll take that bit of positivity and hopefully we go into the weekend and we use that to try and build some momentum and go from there. I mean, we've played at home today, we'll play at home at the weekend, we take a win into that weekend. Liverpool played away today, they lose 1-0, they've got to travel away to us, and hopefully they take in that negativity. And then obviously I'm just hoping we can, like I said, build some momentum, go into the weekend and get a result against Liverpool. But I mean, this stopgap during the week, as that's what it feels like. It was a very dull game, but there's positives to take from it. 1-0, we held on to the 1-0. Defensively, we looked a little bit better today, even though Benfica did get in a few times, a bit of balls over the top and playing some lovely football. I do feel like we looked a little bit better today defensively. There was moments where we looked panicky. I mean, the first 10, 20 minutes, I thought we was all over the place, very sloppy. I thought the quality was poor from everybody. But, there is some positives to take. But my main bugbear that I've got for today is that you look at that squad, 3 years into the project, under £2 billion spent, and that is the squad that we're putting out for a Champions League game. Like, it's criminal. I've seen other Chelsea fans complaining as well. Are we the only ones that see this? Obviously, rival fans see it, but at the club, is it the fans that are the only ones that see this, or is there people on the board looking at it going, "Do you know what? We've spent a hell of a lot of money here, and look at it. Look at the squad we're putting out for a Champions League." Now, let's start with the squad. Sanchez in goal, Cucurella left back, Badiashile and Chalobah centre backs, right back Gusto. Out of that back five there's probably one player that you'd consider to be like a fully starting Champions League player, and that's Cucurella. You mean to tell me after 2 billion spent, or 1.7, it's 1.75 billion spent, we've got Chalobah as the main centre back, we've got Badiashile in there, and we've got Gusto at right back. Granted, Enzo probably wanted to rest Reece James today for the Liverpool game. I understand that. But still, then you've got Enzo and Caicedo in the middle. I'm okay with them. Garnacho on the left, Buonanotte in the middle, Neto on the right. Haven't seen enough of Buonanotte to really have an opinion. I do think he's got some neat, tidy feet, but I want to see more from him. But to put that out in a Champions League match, nah. Neto, I'm all right with. Garnacho, here and there. He's played Champions League, I think. I think he's played Champions League. Don't know. Man United have been away from it for so long. I don't know. I think he played it last year, didn't he? And then Tyreek George up top. Tyreek George as a starting striker in a Champions League game. 3 years into this project. £1.75 billion spent, and that's who we've got up top when we've got Mark Gui on the bench. Now, I don't know whether that's Enzo Maresca being a prick. Like, I don't know what it is with this manager at the moment, but I'm so here and there with him. So for me, because I can't confidently say that I back him 100%, there's things that he does that just winds me up. And there's things that I look at and go, okay. I mean, I look at the decision against, like, listen, I didn't get to do the Brighton game because I was away with family. Thank God I was, because I was fuming at the weekend. Fuming. Down to 10 men again. Substitutions, poor. But the one thing I do like is he come out and said afterwards, look, over those last 2 games when we got the red cards, I messed up. One thing that does piss me off is that we've got a manager that's learning on the job, as well as players that are learning on the job. That's not anyone's problem other than the board for the direction and the model that we've gone in, that we're rolling the dice with our manager, that we're rolling the dice with our players. Now, I mean, today's match reaction is not one to be sitting there being negative all the way through, but you just got to some Chelsea fans just need to hit some reality and just look at that squad and go 1.75 billion spent. That's what we're putting out against Benfica. Okay, we got the win. Let's be happy. We got the win. 1-0, own goal. Yeah. No threat whatsoever up top today. None at all. So I wasn't happy with that lineup, not going to lie. Now, whether that's because I'm blaming Maresca or it's just under the circumstances, or maybe it's because of the squad depth, I don't know. Let's look at the subs, for example, yeah? Achimpong on the bench, obviously we've got injuries to our centre-backs, but Maresca wanted a centre-back, another one, didn't get it. Now, one thing's for sure, right? After watching that game and watching all the previous games this season, because we haven't had a good game this season. I don't think we've played well at all this season. I make Maresca right. He needed another centre-back that could play out the back, because some of the stuff that I'm seeing from these defenders is god-awful. It ain't good enough. It's not good enough. And I make him right. We did need another centre-back, and we did need another goalie. Now, I'm not going to go too harsh on Sanchez, because today I thought he done well. Thought he did okay the other day. Couldn't stand him against Manchester United. But you're going to get that with Sanchez whilst he's here. You know, as long as the owners back this goalkeeper, that's what we're going to get. So, I mean, Achimpong on the bench, okay, made a mistake against Brighton. I'd rather him be making mistakes if we're trying to develop him than players that have played at this club for years and are still making the same mistakes. Esteval on the bench, maybe could have started him. Not much I can say on that one. Jamie Gittins on the bench, fair enough. He ain't good enough. Another player that he came on today. I look at him and just go, why the hell did we sell Noni Madueke? Because that's where the funds went. We spent on Gittins and had to sell Madueke to make up for it. I look at Madueke and go, at least he was progressing. Now, obviously, he had time at Chelsea. He had 2 seasons, and we've got to give that time to Gittins, to be fair. But I look at Noni Madueke and go, the guy was progressing. We got him into the England squad. Most take-ons. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I liked Madueke. I actually liked him. And I'm looking at Gittins now, and I'm just going, nah, I'm not having it. 50 million for that. He's having a real tough start to his Chelsea career. Real tough start. I mean, in pre-season, I thought, okay, this guy looks sharp. We might have a player here. Started in Prem and Champions League and however much he's played. Couldn't tell off the top of my head. Not good enough. I'm not seeing enough at all, and not enough quality for me to go, you know what, that guy's going to be good. I look at Esteval. Look at his debut. Look at all of his other games that he's played. I look at him and go, this kid's good. This kid is going to be a baller. He come on today and he brightened things up a little bit, made it a little bit more exciting, taking players on, dribbling past players, brings a little bit of excitement. There was one time where he could have carried on running down the line and he went backwards. Now, I am going to say it now. If Enzo Maresca starts doing that to him, telling him to go backwards, I'm going to lose my shit. Do not restrict this player. Give him the freedom to play his football. Because this guy is going to be a baller. Still fresh, still young, still going to make mistakes, still needs time, I admit that, but you can see where he is in his development, just the natural skill that he's got. And then you compare it to Gittins, you look at him and you go, nah, not feeling it. Anyway, Mark Gui on the bench. What is this guy's problem? Like, what's this guy's problem with not playing him? An actual striker on the bench. We stuck Tyreek George up top. Hato on the bench. Maybe resting him for the Liverpool game. Do not know. Maybe he wanted to give Badiashile a little bit of a warm-up. Do you know what I mean? Ready for the weekend. I don't know what he's going to do there. I don't know what he's going to do for them centre-back position. I think Badiashile's only just come back from an injury. He had a few minutes the other day. So, you know, don't really know what the plan is there. Maybe Hato starts at the weekend. Reece James on the bench, obviously managing his minutes. João Pedro on the bench now. I heard he wasn't fit. He ended up getting sent off when he did come on. 2 yellow cards in the space of 20 minutes. Another red card. 3 in 4 games we've had red cards, and apparently we ain't got a discipline problem. Now, it was a high foot. I didn't see the first yellow card, so I can't comment on the first yellow card, but I mean, It's soft, but at the end of the day, it's another red card. Jorgensen, not going to start today, is he? Lavia, just come back from injury, not going to start, is he? Didn't come on. Merrick and Walsh, them players ain't going to come on at all. So you look at that bench and you just go, all right, out of that lot, João Pedro, come on, make a difference, but not fit. Reece James, managing his minutes, probably our best player in the team, him and Palmer. Esteval going, that's the one that can make a difference when he comes on and does something. You're looking at Mark Gui as well and just going, when is he going to get his chance? For me, mind-boggling that we're starting Tyreek George up top. And I think a lot of Chelsea fans had the same frustrations. Like, what is going on? Why can't you start a striker in his position? But moving on, let's get into the game. As I said, Benfica started quite quickly. They were very lively. They looked more of a threat than we did. Sanchez had to make a quick early save, push it onto the post. And more than one occasion they got through. They were playing some good football. They like this ball over the top that keep catching us out every single time. But their link up on the edge of the box was quite good, quite swift, some neat football. But in the end, we pop up with a good move ourselves, with Neto crossing it into the back post, Garnacho squaring it across goal, and Rios putting it into his own goal. Goalkeeper couldn't do nothing about it. But that's 1-0. And then after that, it's fair to say that the quality of Chelsea improved after that. I think we started to be, a little bit more confident in what we were doing, started to gain a little bit of momentum in what we was doing, and, started to control the game, take control of the game, started pinning them in their own half, keeping possession, and we looked a little bit more neater on the ball. But the problem that we did have is that we just had no outlet up top. We had no link-up play. We had no hold-up play. It was like we was playing with 10 men. We had to keep going down the wings. We were crossing it in. Tyreek George was out on the out of the box. I saw Tyreek George running down at left wing back at one point. I'm saying, get up top. So yeah, I think we really lacked a striker today. But overall, the certain individuals after that goal, I think they started to perform a little bit. I'd say Neto was good today. Enzo, I thought, started playing really well. Caicedo, I thought, was looking good today. Now, I've been a bit critical of Caicedo over the last few games because he's been a little bit off, in my opinion, a little bit off. But today, I thought he raised his level back to his normal standard. Some of the interceptions this guy does is just ridiculous. And I don't know how he gets himself around the pitch the way he does. I mean, when we lost Kante, I thought, you're never going to see a player similar to him ever again. But I'm looking at Caicedo and I'm going, you know what? This may be the Kante region, because he's just everywhere. The amount of ground that he covers, he lunges in, he wins the tackle. He's constantly making so many interceptions. I think it was like 85th minute or something. He'd completed every single one of his passes. I don't know whether he maintained that towards the end of the game, but that's ridiculous. Solid game. For me, I'm probably going to end up giving him the man of the match, but it was touch. I thought Neto had a very good game today. I really do. But yeah, other than that 1-0, we're going other than that goal, we didn't really do anything in that first half. So there's not really much to talk about, if I'm honest with you. Second half, we make no changes. Again, we come out slow. Benfica having some really good opportunities very early on. Sanchez, again, when called upon, doing really well. Have to give him credit where it's due. Luckily, them opportunities were offside, because on another day, it wouldn't be given offside and they would have scored a goal if Sanchez hadn't done so well. So for me, that screams that we're not focused enough if we're coming out from the get-go and conceding chances like that straight away. Obviously, Mourinho's given them a pep talk saying, come out, give it to them. And I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of arrogance that, we think that we're Chelsea. You can't get at. I don't know. I can't explain it. It just feels like we don't start very quick, as in like we're not switched on very quickly. But yeah, other than that, Esteval come on for Buonanete, who I thought did okay. But for me, I still need to see more from him. He's got good feet, tidy player, low centre of gravity. But I want to see more. I want to see him linking up the play. I want to see him creating chances, maybe doing a reverse pass that no one sees and it goes through for a through ball and all that. Want to see just a little bit more from him, but I do like him. I think he's a neat player. Then around 60 minutes, we made 2 more subs, Gittins for Garnacho, who I thought had an okay game. Garnacho did well for the goal. And we brought João Pedro in for Tyreek George, who for me I thought was just poor. No hold-up play, touch was terrible, in the wrong position the whole game. Had 1 shot on goal, which he actually did. To be fair, he actually did well to get that shot off on goal, because when you look at it, I didn't at the time think, I thought he rushed it. But when you actually look at the replay, player was right on him, so he done well to get a shot off on goal there. But it just weren't working with Tyreek George up top today. Completely missing a striker today. And this goes back to our window when I did say that we should have got a main striker to go in alongside Liam Delap. Now we signed João Pedro, who, you know, come good in the Club World Cup, and you look at that and you go, well, there's our striker. But in my opinion, he's more of a in behind the striker player. He can play that position, but to put him there every single game and rely on him, you kind of need a target man here and there that you could switch on, like bring on, like an Olivier Giroud. I think Olivier Giroud today would have been perfect that game. The amount of crosses we put into nobody, he'd have been on the end of them. So, you know, we look, as much as we've analysed, I mean, if you've seen the previous streams that we've done where we analysed the transfer window, I said it was a 6 out of 10. Although I do feel like we have made some good signings that benefit the squad, I do still feel like there was some missing that we needed to make. And the centre-back was one of them, goalkeeper was another, and a striker was another. Now, the goalkeeper was fine today. The centre-back situation was okay today. On another day, them chances that they get are goal-scoring opportunities and they score. But when you look at all the previous games that we played recently, definitely need to change the centre-backs or get a new centre-back in. And the striker we lacked today. So all of these little decisions that we didn't make in the window are affecting us. You can't account for injuries. So, you know, there is a little bit of grace that you give them because of that. But overall, they'll look good, Brad. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get the lads back on and we do another little stream, and we'll discuss that, but we'll get to that. But other than that, them 2 subs. Around 80th minute, we brought on Reece James and Achimpong for Gusto and Badiashile. Now, I wasn't quite sure why at the 80th minute we're changing our centre-backs. I think that's really risky. And bringing Reece James on, maybe it's to keep him fresh for Liverpool. Not quite sure, but it's risky. Or maybe it's just to see the game out. I don't really know. I don't really know what Enzo's doing anymore. I'll be real with you. I don't know. Don't know how to analyse it anymore. But that's because I've kind of lost a little bit of faith in him again. I say that. But I'm trying to remain positive. We got the 1-0 win. That's what matters. 3 points. But other than talking about them 2 substitutes, then all them substitutions, that was it. The only thing that really happened in that second half was Esteval coming on, took on a few players, made a few dribbles, brought a bit of excitement to it. And then there was Neto, who did a fantastic run on the right-hand side, beat a couple of players, run it into the box, and then it was blocked across. So other than that, no real talking points. And obviously there's the red card from João Pedro, but we've already discussed that just a minute ago. So other than that, not really much to talk about that whole game. And I know I've come across a little bit negative today, but it was a boring game. And there is problems at Chelsea that are a little deep-rooted. But what we need to do, and like what Enzo Maresca did come out and say, is to have a little bit of positivity. Keep the positivity going, build from it, get a bit of momentum going, get some confidence in these lads. Hopefully we can use that now. We go into Liverpool at the weekend. Hopefully we beat Liverpool and we can move on from there. Then we play Ajax and we just keep going, you know, and that's all we can do. Because at the moment, after that poor run of form that we got, now I wanted to say all this at the weekend. Now maybe that's the reason why I'm coming across a bit negative, is because I didn't get to release all of this at the weekend. You know, the Brighton result. Fucking disgrace. But after that poor bit of form, we're looking at the league going, it's a write-off already. I mean, it's early doors. It's game week 6 in the Premier League. So hopefully not. Hopefully, like I said, we get this momentum going from this Champions League game. We take it into the weekend. But in terms of the Champions League and the competition that we're talking about now, that's 3 points on the board. We've got Ajax next. We need to beat them. We need to get 6 on the board. And then our run gets a little bit difficult after that. So it's all about timings and when we start to play, and we need to get into gear now because, like I said, we haven't really had a strong game yet. I don't think we've reached our level yet that we can really play out. You saw us in pre-season and the football we were playing; it was good stuff, and I think we can go back to that. But these guys need to get some confidence in them and start playing properly. Manager needs to do a little bit better, and we'll get there one step at a time. But yeah, just happy to get 3 points on the board. Now let's just go through the lineup. Sanchez, I actually thought you had a good game today, so well done. I'm not going to do number ratings. I'm just going to tell them whether they were good or not. Cucurella, usual stuff, done very well today, in my opinion. I like the fact that he takes up that striker role position, the striker position. He gets very high up the pitch. Now, when he done that, he left loads of space for Garnacho to be free, and that's probably one of the reasons why we got the goal. So I was impressed with Cucurella today and his usual tackling. He had a very good battle with that Luca Biaco. I think that's his Luca Picayo. I thought they had a very good battle today. Chalobah and Badiashile. I thought Badiashile had a good game today. I thought he did actually have a good game today. Chalobah, thought he'd done all right. There was a few misplaced passes in there in the first half. Second half, they didn't really have to do anything other than just defend. But there was opportunities where Benfica did get through. A lot of them were offside, so they done well stepping up the line. You can't really blame them for getting through if they're offside. I'm going to say Chalobah played okay. I'm going to say Badiashile played well. Gusto, just a normal game from him. I thought he was absolutely dreadful, by the way, against Brighton. I thought he'd come on that pitch and absolutely fucked the whole thing up. I'm not going to lie. I'm not blaming Maresca for that sub. I've seen a lot of people saying, why did Maresca take off Esteval for Gusto? But if you saw, before he took him off, Minte was just running past Esteval without him, like he wasn't even there. So I kind of understand that he brings on Gusto, bolster that right-hand side, and maybe you can get a little bit of attacking out of him. But when I saw him run through on goal and cut back, I nearly lost my shit. I think a lot of Chelsea fans did lose their shit. I've been seeing it online. So totally agree with them. But the weekend, I thought he was dreadful. Today, much better in comparison to the weekend. Enzo and Caicedo, for once, the two in the middle, I thought that was actually good. Now, whether or not it's an issue in terms of players easily getting through the middle is another question. I'd have to watch that game again to really analyse that. But sometimes I think when them two play together, it is a little bit easy for the midfield. Like, it's a little bit more open. And we benefit with Enzo being higher up the pitch. But I thought they both had good games. I thought Enzo did really well today. Caicedo, in terms of what he normally brings to the table, top notch for me, man of the match. Buonanotte, as I said, silky player. I need to see more from him. Did okay today. Want to see more. Neto, very good game today. I thought he was very good today. Very active, looked on it. Good crosses into the box, taking on his player, doing the usual stuff. I thought he was very good today. Garnacho did okay. Did everything he needed to do. Probably could have done a little bit more, in my opinion. Done well for the goal. Very direct. Yeah, I just think just a little bit more from him. There was a shot that he took in the first half that went completely wide. I thought he rushed that. And there was a few opportunities where he did lose the ball trying to take on his player, but you're going to get that as a winger. But so far, I'll be honest with you, from the start of his Chelsea career, what I've seen, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, in comparison to Gittins, who come on later, I'm not very impressed. At the moment, I'm not happy with that decision to sign this player, especially having let Noni Madueke go. Tyreek George, again, just wasn't his game today. Don't think he played well at all. Don't think he had any impact on that game. Think we was completely missing a player. Looked completely out of depth today. Yeah, should have been Mark Gui up top, and that's on Enzo Maresca. Esteval, when he come on, I thought he looked lively. It's exciting to watch. One player that's exciting to watch, but there is some things that he can still improve on. Defensively, I don't think he's very good. And obviously, he does lose the ball every now and again, and it leads to a breakaway the other way. So a little bit of refinement from him, but I can see a player in there And I think he's definitely someone that everyone should be looking at going, we're going to give him some time. Could argue that for Gittins as well, but I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing nothing from him. Reece James come on, done well. And same with Achimpong, didn't really have much time to really do anything. Only had about 16 minutes on the pitch. So, but yeah, other than that, João Pedro, mate, didn't do anything and then got sent off. So I can't really comment on him. But yeah, that's it really. So hopefully we take the momentum from that game. We've won a game, yes. And we can go into the weekend and we can beat Liverpool because that's what we need to do. So when is that Liverpool game? Is it Saturday or Sunday? Let me just double check because that will be the next stream, guys. If I'm available, I need to find out. Liverpool at 5:30 on the 4th. When's the 4th? Is that a Saturday or is that a Sunday? It's a Saturday. Am I doing anything Saturday? I'm not. So 5:30 on a Saturday, I'll be doing the stream for Chelsea Liverpool. Now, this could be either a very good stream or it could be a head loss. So we'll see. But anyway, thanks for tuning into this video. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Let's try and get this channel to 200. Slowly but surely, we will make this channel grow. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out.